Hey guys, we are live for a video on ESCZ. Did I say that correctly? I hope so. And I'm joined by Maria in Poland. No, sorry, in the Netherlands. Josha in the Netherlands and Chris in Wales. Welcome, guys. How are you doing tonight?
Hi.
Really good, Jess. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And I have to ask, what did you think of tonight's show? Because, of course, we saw the ESCZ national final, the first one to have a live audience. So, Maria, I'm going to come to you first. What were your overall thoughts of the show?
Generally, I'm very, very proud of Czechia, Czech Republic. They are like every year it's going better and better and more advanced. So I'm really proud for people who are like making it, who wants to do it. Because as we know, Czech Republic, it's maybe the Eurovision popularity of Eurovision is not that big as in Netherlands, of Sweden or UK. So they are really trying to get their viewers to watch it. I really like it, honestly. It was maybe not, it was not Melody Festival, it was not Sanremo vibe, but this kind of cozy atmosphere was pretty nice.
Yeah, and of course we know that the Czech broadcaster doesn't have the biggest budget when it comes to Eurovision. But, as we've seen, they still managed to put on, quite a good show despite their kind of financial troubles. Chris, what do you think of them doing all of this on such a tight budget?
I think just to have a live show and be able to put it on Eurovision YouTube is just, such a good statement. And like I say, it's one of the first national finals that we've got this year. And the viewers there that we saw on the live stream, it was nearly 10, 11,000 people that were there. So, hi, Andy. I thought it was just an amazing show from start to finish. And was just entertained from start to finish.
Yeah, Josha, I'm going to come to you. What are your overall thoughts on the show tonight?
I think it was really good. I don't know if I like it more than last year because last year was also really good. But yeah, like Chris said, the show that I put off with such a tight budget, it was incredible. I think, it's really special. It was also a variety of songs, not only ballads, not only just normal songs. So I really liked it, and I think every artist really put together a great performance, a great show. They put it all, and I really liked the addition of Caesar as well from Austria.
Yes, I completely agree with everything all of you have said. I think it's very commendable what the Czech broadcaster is doing, and you can tell that they're trying their hardest to put on a great show. And in more recent years, it has paid off and they have managed to make the final. We've seen some great results from them recently. So fingers crossed that it's going to be the same this year. But let's go to the live chat. We have people joining us. We have Marcus Eriksson. You are in the Netherlands. Hello to you. I can't say hello in Dutch, I'm afraid. So you get it in English.
Hoi.
Hello. Hoi.
Hoi,
of
hello.
course, we have the man himself, Andy Eurovoxx, of course. Mark, you're saying you have your ESCZ winner already. Let us know who it is in the comments below. We have Rai Bailey. Hello to you. Ellie is your favorite. Well, we are going to come to all of the performances tonight if we have time. Andy, you're glad that Czechia finally have a live show. It's a step in the right direction, and you can't wait to hear the winner. Marcus is asking, wasn't it live last year? Does anybody know if it was? Because I sadly don't.
It was
live.
Not
live.
It was live, right? But it didn't have an audience.
Honestly, no. I think it was the performances were pre-recorded. Only
really?
the final, the voting, the results of public votes were live. But I might be wrong.
I don't know as well.
If anyone in the comments knows, let us know. Was it live last year or not? We have more Dutch people joining us. I'm going to say Nina van Boxtel. I think I said that right.
You said that really
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We have ESC Manga joining us again. Now, let's see. So Sarah DJ O'Halloran is asking who will win, when will it be announced? So the voting has opened, and the voting is open for 1 week. And at the end of that 1 week, the winner will be announced, I do believe, in some kind of show. So I've been told. So we have to wait 1 week before we get the winner. But let's obviously talk about the acts. So we saw 7 acts performing tonight, and a very diverse set of acts, I must say, with a wide range of genres and performances. And the first act that we had was Aiko.
Yeah.
Now, Chris, I'm going to come to you first. What were your thoughts on Aiko's song and performance?
Yeah, I really, really like this. First of all, her interview, I just thought she seemed like such a nice girl. Born in Moscow, raised in Czechia, and living in Brighton, if I have that correctly. So yeah, just a super interesting story, even before we heard the song. And yeah, I thought it was a really like abstract song. So not necessarily something we would typically hear at Eurovision. And I think just as we got into the chorus, when she did like that shouting bit, and it went like really rock, that really like took me off guard. I was really surprised. Whether it's going to be everyone's cup of tea, I'm not too sure. By that I mean if it's going to be everyone's taste. And comparing it to the other songs, I'm not sure with it going first as well if it's going to stand out as much as the other songs. But overall, I thought she looked great on stage, and I thought it was a good song.
Yeah, Maria, I'm going to come to you. Are you on the same page as Chris with Aiko? That's a no.
Totally. That's like I agree what Chris said, that it might be not everybody's cup of tea. It's definitely not my cup of tea, not my music, which I normally listen to. And honestly, I think the performance was good and it was interesting, especially as the first song of the show. But I don't think that's a right fit for Eurovision. Sorry.
Okay. Josha, what do you think? Is Aiko a good fit for Eurovision?
I think the performance was really good. I think the energy really fits the song. And also the screaming bit, like Chris said, was amazing and a big surprise. The vocals were all right, but sometimes a little bit too silent. So I think that let the performance down a little bit. So I think she really gave it all, but sometimes the vocals, you didn't hear it completely right. And that kind of made the song less easy to listen to. But it was really eye-catching.
Yeah, for sure. I think it was more visually eye-catching than it was audio catching, if that's even a word. But it was a great opener nonetheless, and it did get the show off to a great start, in my opinion, and kicked things off with a bang. But guys in the live chat, are there any Aiko fans in the chat? What are your thoughts on Aiko's song? Let's have a look and see what you're saying. We have Lee Fern. Hello to you. We have, I'm going to bring this comment up. Maybe Josha or Maria can tell me what this means.
Yeah, it's I know that guy. It's
I thought
from me,
so.
like a good luck.
Okay, thank you for that comment. Burak, Maria, you are right. I believe on the show last year. Okay.
Yeah, I looked at Eurovision scoreboard, and Aiko was really popular on it, and she fell all the way to 5th. So I think maybe the vocals did not do so good for her.
Okay. It's interesting how she's gone from kind of the top to all the way down to 5th. But let's have a look in the chat. We have Burka. You're saying the performance was good, but Aiko cannot sing live. Jason, you're saying the studio version is good, but the sound engineer failed. Well, of course, Maria is always right.
Not always.
As Andy says. So moving on to the second act of the night, which was Ellie. Now, I think this is probably one of the big favourites going into ESCZ from what I've seen on Eurovision social media. And Chris, are you a fan of Ellie and her song?
I am. Yeah, the first thing that really captured my attention, was her voice. Her vocal is amazing. And I really love the title of the song as well, The Angel Share. I think I don't know, it just makes your imagination run, I think. I really like the performance, but I wanted it to like reach a point where, like, I don't know, where it sounds like a Eurovision song. So a bit like LOREEN, where we've got that big, powerful chorus. I really, really like the song overall, but it kind of, it took a while to get going, in my opinion. That's all. But I thought by the last chorus, I thought it was a really nice song. But I'm not sure if it would stand a chance in the actual Eurovision Song Contest. But overall, I thought it was a very nice song. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when I was watching Ellie's performance, I did think that this could stand a good chance of qualifying if it did go to Eurovision. But Josha, I'm going to come to you next. Obviously, Chris is not sure if it could qualify Eurovision. I think it could qualify. Which side are you going to take?
Yeah, a little bit in the middle. It's obviously the safe option, but I think it started a bit slow. But when I will call the beat drop, when the beat drops, the tempo rises. I was really surprised by it. One of the best vocals, maybe the best of the night. So I think, this year the qualifying will be televote again, right? Yeah, when if it was Shuri, I will be sure that it would qualify. But I think I think it just can qualify. I liked it a lot.
Okay. Maria, which team are you going to be on?
I'm team Ellie, team Slay, but I must admit that this kind of songs, from like vocalist point of view, because I sing a lot also by myself, and I can understand her struggle a bit on the stage, because this kind of songs are not really easy to perform in this kind of acoustic space as the club, you know. So I preferred studio version, definitely, which we heard like a couple days ago already. But I think it is only because of the space, of the performance, of the like atmosphere. The song would stand out much more on actual Eurovision stage, and I think it is kind of Eurovision song, you know what I mean. You know, we can see her like in a white dress and the blue background. So if she would do a bit of revamp, maybe to make it more non-Eurovision in a good way, you know what I mean? Like, we are not hearing that much of these songs lately, which is good because we are going forward. Then I think it could be a strong ballad.
Yeah, I totally agree. And obviously, you know, the acoustics in such a venue is obviously not going to be as good as what you would get at Eurovision. So I think a lot of these songs, should they go to Eurovision, whichever one goes, is going to immediately be improved just by all of the sound and all of the better technology they have with regards to the contest. So maybe we could be in for a surprise at Eurovision. Who knows? But let's go into the chat again. ESC Matt Gaga, you're saying Ellie's your favourite, so ethereal, and you feel the performance was stellar. Let's have a look. Marcus agrees with you. Ellie's song needs a revamp. Julia, you're asking, are the individual performances uploaded somewhere? I'm not sure if the individual performances have been uploaded, but the live stream that was broadcast on the official Eurovision channel is available to watch back. So if you go to the official Eurovision YouTube channel, you can watch the whole show from start to finish there. Let's see. Now let's move on to the third act, which was Jana Lee. I think I've pronounced that correctly, I hope. And we saw Jana alone on stage. And if I remember correctly, was she the only person to be alone on stage? I think everybody else had either dancers or backing singers with them. So obviously, I think she might stand out for that reason, because she's bringing just herself and her song, and there's nothing really to focus on except her. But in my opinion, I didn't think the song was very memorable, if that's even a word. Memorable, that's the word. And for me, I think in the lineup, I can't see it standing out very much. But Maria, I see you nodding. What are your thoughts on Jana Lee's song?
No, because when you said I don't really like that the song is not really standing out, I really need to dig in my memory. It was like, which song was that, you know? Because we are just like very fresh after the show, and
Yeah.
some of the performances I did remember, but this one not really. So I was just like scrolling. I was like, oh, okay, that was this one. So I think that says a bit about the song. And I do think, sorry, I think the vocals were like okay. Maybe that's the same case as with Ellie, that it's not the space for this kind of songs. But I think the vocals were a bit shaky, and the songs it's just not really memorable. And I think it was the weakest song of the show.
Chris, are you in agreement with Maria on this?
I am. I'm in agreement with you both so far. Like I say, I thought Gianli really performed well on stage and looked good on stage. But I just think the song itself wasn't strong enough. And I think especially coming after Ellie as well, I just think it was just a bit forgetful in the end. But yeah, it's a shame because I really like the title of the song. I think it could have been a really like powerful song. But yeah, so I was quite surprised when I heard it from start to finish. But yeah, a shame.
Yeah. Do you think possibly the song could be better with a revamp, perhaps? And that if it was to win and go to Eurovision and be revamped, do you think it would have good chances to do well? Or do you still think it's not the best?
I think that, like I say, I think it's an okay song, but I was a bit put off by her vocal as well. I thought that it just didn't sound too strong on stage. Again, like Maria said, maybe it's the kind of space that she was performing, whether it would be better if she had more, an outlet to the Eurovision technical side of things. But yeah, it's a shame, but I think, maybe it could do with a revamp. Maybe you're right on this one.
Yeah. Possibly. Marcus is saying you don't think a revamp will save the song? Okay. Josha, what are your thoughts on Jana Lee?
Well, actually, I quite like the song, and I also listened to other songs of her. I really like the song. It's positive. The message was positive, and also she spins around sometimes, and I really like that. It was really fun, but her vocals just were not good enough. And also, I agree that I think the song it's just too weak for the big stage, too forgettable.
Yeah, and I think, the other 6 songs are much stronger, in my opinion, and more memorable than this. So sadly, I don't think it's going to be Jana Lee's year, but who knows, maybe we'll see her back in another national final in the future. So Mark, you're saying that you do think the sound and mix in general was a bit off for all the performances. I think maybe that's to be expected in such a venue. You can never normally get great sound in places like this. So I don't think there's anything that can be done. Blackthorn 539, you're a Czech citizen and you're worried about your country. Why are you worried? Let us know what you're worried about. Yeah. Let us know what you're worried about. And in the meantime, we're going to move on to Lenny. And she was the only performer, if I remember correctly, to have a piano on stage. And I'm going to admit, this is my winner. I want this song to win. I think it was one of the best of the night. And I mean, maybe just because I love the song, but I do think it has good chances at Eurovision. Maybe I'm biased because I love the song. But Chris, Lenny and her piano, do you think this could get a good result for Czechia?
I do. I agree. Like I say, I think Vesna this year, was really, really strong for Czechia. So I think any artist coming after them, it's they've got a lot to live up to, and I think this is one of the performances that I think is different, but could definitely get up there again. I really, really loved Lenny's voice. I thought it was so soulful, but at the same time, she could really hit those high notes as well. I just thought it sounded really gravelly, and it had a lot of soul to it. I really loved the staging. Even in this club, I really felt that it transported us to another place. And yeah, I thought Lenny also connected with the camera really well, which is also a great thing for the Eurovision stage as well. So yeah, I'm with you on this. She's definitely one of my favorites.
Yep, I totally agree. And in the live chat, we have Mark saying Lenny's song was beautiful and you will listen to it, but you do worry about it getting a bit lost in the Eurovision semi-finals. Maria, do you think this song, should it win, could get lost amongst the semi-finals?
I'm very surprised about this song because it really stands out for me from all the these performances. It has a lot of soul, and I totally love it. And it also reminds me a bit of Vesna, because somebody here in the live chat just said that Vesna performance was also a bit during this pre-selections, But I think it is the mix of the voice and space and acoustic and sound engineer, maybe, So that's exactly the same case. We have a soul, we have a great composition, we have I think the best voice of the night. And I think with a little more revamp, maybe a bit more instrumental, like more orchestral vibe, I think it would be perfect fit for the Czech Republic, Czechia. But also, I must say, when I was listening to it, I was like, wow, it reminds me like of Iceland, like this kind of, or like Slovakia, this kind of vibe, like forest or something. I don't know why. So I think Czechia likes this kind of soul, full of souls songs.
Well, it's yet to be seen whether they like it enough to send it to Eurovision this year. But Josha, are you a fan? Do you think this song could do well if it went to Eurovision?
Yeah, it was in my top 3 as well. I really liked the most special voice of the night. Really, gravelly, you called it, Chris. It was really, really special. One thing I didn't like was the focus on the band a lot. The camera work was not focusing a lot on her. And I think that's maybe because she was behind the piano, but I think the song can be a lot more interesting when the focus is on her a lot, because she has a really special face expressions and a wonderful voice. I think it can do really good.
Yeah, totally agree there. And guys in the live chat, are there any Lenny fans in the chat? Let us know what you think of her song. Nina is saying that Lenny's vocals were one of the best. It's a strong song, but maybe not strong enough for Eurovision. So it seems it's a bit of a mixed camp on the Lenny front. Marcus, you're saying Lenny's song could use a revamp.
I agree on that as well.
Okay. What else? Energis9, you're saying Midi, or Aiko were most remarkable on stage. Well, we are going to come to Midi next. So we are just over halfway through the 7 songs. And the next act we had was the only group from ESCZ this year, which is, I'm going to call them Midi, because I think that's how they said their name. And this was quite something. This was very out there, very different, I think they mentioned their song as being like electro pop and a whole host of other things that I didn't understand. But I'm going to come straight back to you, Josha. Do you think maybe this is a bit too daring for the Czech Republic?
Well, it was my outstanding favorite of the night. Yeah. I quite like electropop in general, but I think this staging was the most interesting. Like what they said in their interview, they really like and put effort in the outfits, and the outfits were amazing. I think they totally matched the song title, a Red Flag Parade, because red was included. And yeah, I think the singer, the artist is also called Midi herself, because she went solo, I believe. But like, her singing was really good, also for me one of the better, I believe. It was fun to look at, fun to listen to, and I think rock always stands out in Eurovision. So yeah, I would really love to see it go to Eurovision. I will vote for it. And
Okay.
also,
Czechia.
it rose to number 1 in the My Eurovision board.
Okay. Potentially a sign of good things.
I
Chris,
hope.
what are your thoughts on Maidi's song and performance?
Yeah, I have to agree with Josha here. This was the most memorable performance for me. First of all, I thought that the lead singer's look was really, really striking and memorable. Great for Eurovision. And in that running order, like, again, she was almost living the performance, and everything she was singing, you could really feel the emotion. She wasn't just singing the song. Love the costume choices. The rest of the band, they were all like in these jackets that I think look really cool. So I can imagine all that being jazzed up for the Eurovision stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anything could be too much for Eurovision. I thought this was really, really cool. Yeah, maybe this could do with a little revamp as well. Some more kind of, I don't know, unique camera angles and staging props, that kind of thing. But yeah, overall, I thought this was a really, really great performance, and it's one of those ones that I would want to listen to again to really get to know the song more. But yeah, this is definitely in my top 3 as well.
Wow, it seems like this is a big hit now. Maria, do you think the Czech Republic will be brave and take a bit of a risk with Maidi?
I hope so. Honestly, I must say this is not my kind of music. I generally don't listen to this kind of music, but this performance, I'm obsessed, like it really dragged me to this world. But maybe this is what we are saying, like at the opposite when we said, oh, the stage was not comfortable for like ballad singers. So I think in this case it worked very well for them, because they were like in the club, you're on the concert, and it went really well with the vibe of the place. But honestly, I'm in love. The live performance was much better than audio version, like studio version, and the charisma of the singer. And I think there's so much things you can do with the song. You can put it on different stages with different staging slides. You can really have variety of kind of show you wanna show. So yeah, I hope Czech Republic will go into that direction, because this is something we don't see much from like East European countries, Middle East European, and I think it would be a really great choice.
Yes, I completely agree. Could work out in their favor and do very well for the Czech Republic. And it seems like a lot of you guys in the chat are loving Midi as well. Ozza, you liked Lenny, but Midi made you forget about them. I think that's a bit of a downside for Lenny coming before Midi in that respect. We have Marcus. Midi is a potential winner. It has everything, but doesn't think the song is that strong. Could use a revamp. Okay. Mark, you're saying you think the Red Flag Parade will become your first national final obsession. You'd love it to go to Eurovision. Ozzy, you're also saying with a big budget and good staging and a revamp, Midi could do well at Eurovision. I think we pretty much all agree on that front. Marcus, you're saying Midi reminds you of Paramore, maybe because of the orange hair and rock sound. Now, I'm not a Paramore fan, so I'm just going to take your word for that comparison. Are any of you guys Paramore fans? No?
No.
Okay.
I know them a little bit. I think they are okay.
Well, I know Paramore are really big and famous, so I guess that's a good sign to be compared to them. Booker, you're saying Maidi is the only choice that will bring Czechia to the final.
Statement.
Well, Marcus is saying it's definitely the most memorable performance. Lots of love for Mighty in the chat tonight. ESC Scott, Mighty was the best by far for you. Might not be the best song, but the performance was outstanding. And Czechia needs something unique, and Mighty is it. Well, Mighty definitely was probably one of the more unique performances from tonight's show, one of the more unique songs. But now we're coming to the last two performances, and the last two acts we saw were Tom and Thomas. So the first one was Tom Shawn, who is actually, I do believe, Irish or part Irish and part Czech. And we had him performing with 3 backing dancers and 2 backing vocalists. And I'm going to be honest, this song didn't stick out in my mind. I did struggle to remember this song, and I did have to look back to try and jog my memory on this song. Maria, you're nodding at me. Are you thinking the same?
Yes. I had to look it back also because I didn't remember, because we had 2 guys at the end. So I was like, which one, who was who and which song was the name. But it was okay. Like, it reminds me a bit of like this year Cyprus, Andrew. So
Okay.
it's okay. It's okay. But the worst what you can do on Eurovision, it's just to have okay song, so
Yes.
it has to stand out. Like we said with Mighty, you really need to be something on stage, especially when you are coming from the country that doesn't have, sorry, maybe that's political thing or something, but it is true. In public votes, sometimes you have a lot of diasporas voting, and like, for example, from Poland, we have a lot of votes from Germany, Netherlands, UK, so we are in the good position. But Czech Republic, Czechia, they don't have this kind of strong public vote. So I think sending okay song for them, it's not good choice. Like, Vesna was really strong and really stand out, but we knew that they didn't do good in televotes past years. So I think okay song with okay singer, it's not a good choice.
Yeah. And I think if you're looking to actually win your national final and go to Eurovision, then you need to have more than just an okay song. You need to have something really great and outstanding that's going to get people voting for you. And sadly, I don't personally think this song is going to get enough people voting for it. But Josha, what do you think? Do you think this stands a chance to win ESCZ?
Yeah, for me, not really. I didn't, for me personally, but I think more people will agree. The voice, yeah, you have to love it or you hate it. And it was really low, which is really special and it stands out. But for me, it didn't really match the song really good. But the song was interesting and up tempo, and the dance breaks were actually a lot of fun. But I don't think it's too memorable. And as Maria said, I don't know if it is enough for Czechia. Maybe for Sweden it was, but not this time for Tom.
Chris, I'm going to come to you. Are you a dopamine overdose fan?
Can't say I am, unfortunately, on this occasion. No, like I say, I think the best thing about this performance was the costume choice and Tom Shawn's kind of confidence on stage. I thought that was the good part of it. Unfortunately, I didn't like the title of the song, and personally, with a Eurovision song, I like to be able to feel the title of the song of what they're singing about, and I like to be able to feel the emotion of kind of, okay, if it's a dance song, it needs to be really, really energetic. If it's a slow ballady song, I want to be able to see the emotion in your facial expressions. And I just felt like this was a little bit all over the place. But yeah, it's a shame because I really wanted it to be good. And in Tom's interview, I thought we were going to get a bit more, especially when Caesar was talking about the low notes. I thought it was going to be quite a full voice, but it just didn't really get to the spot for me, unfortunately. But who knows? We might have some dopamine fans in the voting. We'll have to see.
Yeah, who knows? Anything is possible, and Eurovision definitely proves that anything is possible. Let's go back to the chat. We only have one more act to talk about. So, guys, let us know what you think of Thomas Robin in the chat. Let us know your favorites from tonight's show. Maybe the ones you're going to vote for, your top 3 perhaps, because we will come to that after the last person we have talked about. Let's have a look. Right, Bailey, you missed Pam Rabbit. Pam Rabbit was great.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, it would be cool if she came back again. Tom, Marcus, you're saying Tom was decent, but his vocals are not good. Raimi Britta, you're saying Tom Sean has a good studio version, but the live you got overexcited. Another good option if they would work on the staging. I think definitely every performance is going to have a revamped staging because it's obviously going to have to be worked for a much bigger stage that we're going to see in MALMÖ. So I think what we're seeing now could quite possibly be demo versions for some songs and kind of demo stagings that are ultimately going to be hopefully revamped for Eurovision. Let's have a look. We have Camille. Hello from Poland. Hello to you. I want to say Jess, I think.
Cześć. Very good.
I'm getting there. Let's see. Yours, RS, you're saying Tom was all right, but you felt like he was too quiet. A lot of the songs feel repetitive, and you feel a lot of the songs are demos, and we'll see more once selected. I think so too. I think we're going to be in for a surprise. We have Vladimir Pinzovsky from Skopje. Hello to you. Marcus, you think Thomas Robin was decent and outstanding? Well, let's come to Thomas Robin because he was the final act to perform tonight in ESCZ. And, well, I'm going to pick Maria first. Do you think Thomas was a good show closer? Do you think he ended the show well?
Actually, yes. I think it was a pretty okay song to finish it. I kind of like this composition. It was like okay, but again, okay, it's not good. So yeah, nice closing. Actually, quite good performance. But yeah, also I had to come back to this song, and it's a vibe. Yeah, he has something on stage. He has a vibe. Maybe also he would feel better with like full choreography and lights and blah blah blah. You know, like a actual performance. But I don't think this song is strong enough to go to Eurovision and to qualify to final in MALMÖ.
Now, Chris, if by chance Thomas Robin does win ESCZ and go to Eurovision, what do you think his chances would be at Eurovision?
So I really, really like the song. I think especially coming after Tom Short as well, it was definitely an elevated performance. And yeah, I'm a bit more hopeful about this one because like we've discussed, I think all of these performances would be 10 times better, if not more, on the Eurovision stage. And I think this song, Out of My Mind, is that it? Yeah, Out of My Mind. Yeah, I think I really, really like that song. And I think it could definitely be elevated with some good staging. I think Thomas has some really good connection with the camera and moves around the stage really well. He also seems like a really, really nice guy as well. Like at the end of his performance, he just went, hello to the audience. So I think that's the other thing in Eurovision as well, is we've over the last few years, we've really got to know with social media the artists a lot more, and with all the interviews and the media and TikTok and stuff, we really get to know the artists more. And yeah, Thomas seems like a really nice guy, and I think he would be a really good candidate for Eurovision. And so yeah, going back to your question, I think with some really good staging, yes, this could definitely qualify. But comparing it to the other artists we've seen tonight, I'm not sure whether it's going to advance to represent Czechia. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, of course, anything's possible. And Josha, what are your thoughts on Thomas Robin? Do you think he has a good chance to win?
Yeah, I really, really agree with everything that Maria said. It was okay. And but also with Chris, he seems like a really, really fun guy. his energy was really matching the song and the rest of the performance, and his singing was quite good. But I think also it could qualify maybe. But yeah, there has to be a revamp. But we say that for most of the songs tonight. Yeah, I really liked it. It was maybe not the most memorable, but a really good show closer. And yeah, a fun song with a really great guy, I believe.
Yeah, of course. I think in this case, maybe the staging was better than the actual song itself, perhaps in some respects. But let's go to the live chat and see what you're saying about Thomas and Robin. We have Nelson, hola mi gente, from Eurovoxx. Hello, Nelson. I don't speak Spanish, I'm afraid, but I think you said hello. Let's have a look. RS, you're saying Thomas Robin's song had this cold poppy vibe that you think would fit well in Eurovision if they get the staging right. I'm imagining thick fog and a lot of close camera shots. Okay, so possibly something quite moody and dark for this song, perhaps. Let's have a look. Raimi, you're saying Thomas Robin is quite famous in Czechia because he's a radio DJ. The song has potential, but it's missing that Eurovision magic. And he did have technical issues. I think a lot of the acts did have some technical issues at some point tonight. Ry Bailey, you don't like it. Fair enough. Nina, you're saying you didn't like Thomas's vocals. The song was okay, but not really special. I think the word okay definitely sums up tonight's video, I would say. Everything is just okay. Yeah. Now, of course, we've spoken about all of the acts tonight. And of course, we do have 1 week to vote for our favorites. So I'm going to go and ask all of you guys in the video and in the live chat, what's your personal favorite song or performance from the 7 acts we saw tonight? Not the one you necessarily think or want to win, but just your overall personal favorite. Anybody that is ready, go for it.
My favorite
Okay.
my favorite for tonight was Lenny. Yeah, I thought the song was really magic. I really loved the feeling that she brought across on stage and to the audience, even in this club atmosphere. I just think it could be amazing on the Eurovision stage. I imagine this performance, again, with the piano on stage, just with like loads of like candles around, or I don't know. I just think this is something that could be really imaginative. They could be really imaginative with this on the Eurovision stage. And yeah, personally, she's my favorite for tonight.
Okay, Maria.
I would go for Midi, Red Flag Parade, or Lenny, like my personal. But if I can do top 3, then I would add Ali. And I think somebody will win from these 3.
Okay, Josha, what's your favorite from tonight?
Yeah, I agree with Chris in the chat. Friend of a friend, I like the most. Yeah, after
of
that
course,
one,
that was amazing.
Yeah, that was my favorite of that year as well, after Hatari. But for this year, Midi by far. I really, really liked it, and I hope to see it in MALMÖ.
Yeah, but do you know what? I think I'm going to have to go with Chris on this one and say Lenny is my favorite from tonight. I just loved the piano she had. Her voice was so unique, and for me, it's just the best of the night. One of the best, anyway. In the live chat, we have Raimi saying Midi and Tom Sean. Also, Lenny as well, you like. Now, obviously, these songs were your personal favorites, but which song do you think would be the best choice for the Czech Republic? Looking at all of the songs and the performances, what songs do you think the Czech Republic would have the best chances with at Eurovision?
Okay, so
and guys in the live chat, let us know as well. Sorry.
That's okay. Sorry to talk over you. Yeah, so for this one, I am with Maria and Josha, and I think Midi would be the best choice for Czechia to pick.
Lots of Midi love.
Yeah, I think after this year, again, I don't when we go to a new Eurovision cycle, we just like to look ahead. But sort of comparing it to this year, Carrier was so memorable because he was just so out there, so different, and just everything about his staging and the look. And I got that same kind of vibe from MIDI. I thought the lead singer just looks incredible. Her red hair, all the costume designs, and the way that she just like connects with the audience and the camera. I think that could be something really special on the Eurovision stage. And although first listening to this song, it's again maybe not the strongest song, maybe not the most memorable song, I definitely think it could be revamped and elevated to make more people fall in love with it. So yeah, I think this is definitely the best choice that Czechia could go with, but whether the televote will go that way as well, we'll have to see.
Josha, I'm going to come to you. I'm assuming you're going to go for MIDI as the best option, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, MIDI, but I think if Aiko would really improve her vocals, I think it would really stand out as well. Really a televote hit, maybe like I can see it qualify, but really flop with the juries. But overall, I think MIDI is really the best choice. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and
the
Maria, are you?
sorry.
Oh,
It's the
sorry.
only song I think can do well without a revamp.
Maria, are you team MIDI or are you going to another team?
Yes, I'm definitely team MIDI. But overall, I don't think Czech Republic will win the Eurovision Song Contest 2024. But I do think that MIDI is the best of the best choice, the most brave, the most risky. It might not work out, but I think after last year and Karia's success, like he made a path for some more crazy, vibes at the Eurovision stage, which is good. Like last year, we had all Chanel's dance breaks. Then I think this year at Eurovision, we will have all the crazy Karias. It's crazy, it's party. So yeah, I think MIDI will go also this way.
Yeah, I think I would have to agree with all of you. I think probably the two best choices for Czechia would be, I think, either Lenny or MIDI, however you're saying it. But I think MIDI is probably going to stand out more so than Lenny. And because we do have televote only semi-finals coming back this year for Eurovision, I think this is going to be the best choice to get Czechia back into the final again. But let's see what the guys in the chat are saying. Let's not forget another Lenny also won Eurovision in '69. So maybe that could be a good omen for the Czech Lenny. Who knows? Ellen, where have you gone? You woke up at 5:15 in Australia. Wow. To watch the national final, but you don't know if it was a great idea because you didn't enjoy it. On Saturday, you didn't enjoy it, but that's dedication to wake up that early
Yeah, for sure.
a Czechia national final.
I love Eurovision, but I would never. I think.
Yeah.
So respect.
I could never live on the other side of the world as long as I'm a Eurovision fan. But guys, I think we've pretty much spoken about all we can for tonight's show. So I think we're probably going to get ready to wrap the video up now. But don't forget, guys, the voting for the Czech national final is open for people, I think, from all over the world. Or is it just Europe? All over the world. So get voting, vote for your favorites, vote for the ones you want to win. And voting is open for 7 days. And after 7 days, we will finally find out who is going to represent the Czech Republic at Eurovision 2024. But as always, guys, thank you guys in the live chat for joining us tonight. And thank you very much, Nina, for your kind words. And thank you, Marcus, as well, for your kind words. And thank you, Maria, Josha, and Chris for joining me tonight. And stay tuned for more videos coming up on the Eurovoxx YouTube channel. And of course, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, share. You can follow us on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, as it's now called. And I think I've remembered everything. And of course, YouTube. And yeah, until next time, see you. Bye.
Bye.